Hey y'all, I had to start off with a little bit of music this time. I've been trying to get this intro thing together. I'm gonna work on it. That was Patrice Rushen, number one, the 12-inch version. And anybody who knows house music that knows what I love, that jam is the jam. Oh my goodness, way back in the day. So it's hump day, y'all. This Wednesday, it's Wednesday. I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. I hope y'all are feeling good too and looking good. We have to get right into it today because I think I got a controversial topic that there will be some feedback. I'm hoping that people will have some weigh in. I even got the couch behind me today because like you know what, we need to get a little intimate and we need to talk a little bit. So my favorite color is blue, and that has all kinds of blue. I just love it. So we just going to rock with it. So, welcome to the comfort zone where you can begin to figure out whether you want to step in or out of your comfort zone. Remember, you're right either way. I'm your host, Donna E. Williams. And today's episode is about love. Yeah. My Shari amor. I tell you. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that will be. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. I can't do the heart thingy. I'm horrible at it. Let's talk about love. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, what is it? What is love? I think we have so many different definitions. I know there are different definitions, and each person would have a different version of what they feel love is. And that's what makes it so beautiful that there's so many different versions. There isn't one way to define love. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna share my definition. And I have several because love affects people in different ways at different times and because of different reasons. I think. And that because of that, there's different types of love, right? There's that love you have for your parents, the love you have for your children, the love you have for your friends, the love you have for your family, or like my girl Sonia like to say, your relatives. Mm-hmm. Because you got family and you got relatives. Those of you who know know exactly what I mean by that. So because of that, there are different ways that you approach it. There are different amounts of love that you give to certain people because of who they are in your life and how you interact with them. There's the love you have for your coworkers, the love you have for the people that you work with and the people you work for. And then there's the love for the higher power that you believe in your life, that you have as a part of your life. For me, I'm a Christian. So my higher power is God. So I believe ultimate that love comes from God. He puts it inside of us from the time we are born before we even know who we are and where we're going to be and where we're going to show up. He puts that love inside of us. Now, what we do with it is free will. You get to do whatever you want to do with it. You get to cultivate it. You get to grow it. You get to push it back. You get to get rid of it if you want to and decide you don't want to love anybody, that nobody loves you, and you're not giving anything, any emotion, any feeling, or any love to anyone. You get to decide that. Personally, that's a pretty lonely existence. And if I don't love anyone else, I'm going to love me. Okay, because I'm worthy. I deserve it. I am the prize. And I am love. I am the greatest receiver and giver of love. Because what I give, the love that I give to you and the love that I receive helps me grow and be better and be able to give that love back to someone else. So again, so let's unpack this a little bit. Can we give it, get it, and do we know how to receive it? Now, I've said this before. I've this is part of my platform. My platform when in my business is love. My platform is love. I believe that we can all be better if we learn how to be able to give, get, and receive love. Now, some might say, well, Donna, if you're already getting love, what do you mean receiving it? Well, every time you get something doesn't mean you receive it. And when you receive something, that means it does something to you. It makes you, it permeates within you. It helps you discover what else is possible. See, I saw a clip today of Jonathan Majors being interviewed by Sherri Shepherd. And I said to myself, he almost had me in tears because they just got married on Tuesday. It's only Wednesday. We got married last night. And he almost made me cry because he was, that's the kind of love I want. Because he sat up there and he said, I love that woman so much. And he was in tears. He was crying. I mean, they needed to pull tissue, put some tissue in that man's head because he was so emotional about the love he felt for Megan. And they made it official and they got married last night. And that's like I was saying to myself, boy, I want somebody to love me like that. That will make me that the kind of love that you feel for me, that you would cry on television in public. That means you really do care about that person. That's love that is received. Because when you receive it, it doesn't matter who knows. It doesn't matter. Your feelings, your emotions, when they well up inside of you and you are ready to let it out, it doesn't matter who's around. You don't think about, oh man, I gotta be tough. I gotta man up. I gotta be strong. I can't let nobody see me. Nah. When you receive it, and see, when you receive it and you're true about it, you're real about it, other people receive it too. And that's what makes you get goosebumps. That's what makes you want to cry too. That's what makes you, because you feel it. You feel what the love he was feeling. I was so happy for them. That was a short 3-minute clip, and I was so happy for him. Because if we know the story, Jonathan Majors was taken down. A woman said some things about him and accused him of being inappropriate and doing inappropriate things and took him down. He lost everything. Everything. Now, I don't know what happened between him and Megan. I'm not privy to that. I'm not that high up on the chain yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm working on it. However, Megan held him down. She stayed with him. I don't know when they met. I don't know how it went down, but she held him down and she brought him back up. You have to believe that the love of a good woman, the love of a good person, if you're able to receive it, it will help you become better. It'll help you become the best version of you can be. You're whole without that person, but that person helps you become even more whole. I don't know who agrees with me on that. I don't know who's feeling what I'm saying on that. But I think that in relationships, that's what it's about. My daughter builds me up. That's a different kind of love. Because as you know, she's not my biological daughter, but she builds me up. And when I'm going through stuff and I explained to her what's happening in my life, and she's willing to just jump in and help me out, that is love, because it's not just about her taking from me, it's about her being willing to help me get what I need. And sometimes I'm not always willing to receive it. I have to be honest about that. Receiving love is not always easy for me. Just like receiving help isn't always easy. But I've learned that when you receive it and when you allow people to give it, you're allowing them to bless you. You're allowing them to give to you what you can't give to yourself. I am great at giving it. I'm also great at receiving it. I'm better at receiving it than I ever was in my life because I open myself up to that. So when you give it, and I'm not talking about giving it to your children, your your friends, your family. I'm talking about that intimate love. I'm talking about that love that you give to someone that you share your life with, that you're sharing your journey with, that you are looking to level up with. And sometimes you're not being as honest as you can be or as open as you can be about who you are and how you're showing up. So you hold some things back for the fear that they will stop loving you, or they won't love you as much, or they'll see you differently. I'm here to tell you, if you are real, if you are determined, and if you are true about who you're going to be with that person, show up as you are. The thing that we like to believe is that we don't have no flaws. Like you know, you put your best foot forward. You showing up as the representative and the person that you want them to believe you are. But here's the reality: eventually, you're not gonna be able to keep that up, and the real you is going to come out. And when it does, depending on the situation and how you presented yourself before the real you came out, it could be quite a shock. It could be something that people are like, this is not exactly what I signed up for. No, I think we need to go our separate ways because there are certain things that people just won't accept. They're deal breakers. So the authentic person that you are, you can dish it out in small doses because you know maybe you might be a little bit much, you may be a little intense, you may be a little whatever it is that you are, and you know the person that you're talking to may not be able to handle it. There are situations where people give too much of love, of what they perceive love to be, because I I believe I've been guilty of that. And I also know that the reason I was guilty of giving too much love is because I didn't have enough love for myself. So I'm figuring if I give it to you, you're going to give it back to me. And then I will have what I need. Here's the reality: you got to love yourself first. You always have to love yourself first. You come into the situation as a whole person. You don't come into the situation as a half person, three quarters of a person, and looking for that other person to make you whole. You are already whole. You are already good. And if there's some issues that you haven't worked out and you don't feel that you're capable of giving love because you're not loving you, then work on loving you first. Work on loving you first. And I say you this every week. I'm here to help you with that. If you need coaching in that area, I got you. Reach out to me. Donna at donnastouch.com. Reach out to me. Email me. Put a comment at the end of this, or put a comment in the podcast and let me know what you need. I'm here for you. It is so key because once you love you, then you know what it is you will receive going forward. Because just because someone gives you love doesn't mean you need to receive it, because it may not be the person you need to get the love from. And if in the past you've accepted it and you've looked back at your choices and said, what was I thinking? Why did I get involved with that person? 9 times out of 10, it's because you didn't feel value about yourself. You felt that that might have been the best you could get. You might have felt this was what you deserved. You may have felt that, well, he's the only person or she's the only person that's going to love me, so I might as well take it, even though you know it's not the right thing. That person was not the right one for you. So you don't always have to receive love. Sometimes we take it and it's not for us. Sometimes we give it and you give it to the wrong person that can't receive it. And I know you all know what I'm talking about. You've been in those situations where you gave love to somebody and they took it and they used you anyway. And they did you wrong. And they stomped all over your heart and kept going. I've been there. I've done that. I'm not happy about it. When I gave my life to Christ, I asked for forgiveness for all of it. Because that's not what we're supposed to do. I think some of the most difficult ways of loving is loving people that don't love you. That's very difficult. Because you're like, I mean, it's easy to love somebody that loves you because you can figure out how much you're going to give them, how you're going to love them, and and how much time you'll spend with them, loving them. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. But when it's someone that is hard to love, that's a little bit more challenging. But here's what I would suggest: show up as love anyway. I'm not saying that you put yourself out there to allow them to walk all over you and step all over you and treat you like a piece of crap. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that you show up as love. You always show up as you. And if love is who you are and love is what you give, then that's what you do. You can limit the amount of love that you give to people. Everybody doesn't deserve the same amount. That is facts. Everybody doesn't deserve the same amount of love. And everybody doesn't get the same amount of love. But you show up as love. Always be who you are. And if you're around people that's taking you out of who you are, taking you out of being loving, taking you out of being joyful, then you need to reconsider, is this where you need to be? And I'm talking about the intimate relationships. I'm not talking about the job, the family. There's other ways to deal with that. But your intimate relationship, the person that you are connected to or you think you are connected to, always create boundaries for yourself of what you will not deal with. And when they cross them, my advice would be you let them know. You talk to them about it. Have a conversation. If people aren't willing to do something different, then maybe that person can't receive your love. because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to treat it. Everybody's not in the same place that you are. Everybody's not in the same place that you are. And sometimes we just have to take a minute, a few minutes, an hour maybe, and just consider, who am I? What am I being? And how do I show up? Do I show up as someone that is open for love? Or do I show up as someone who is shut down? Not, I don't want it. I've been hurt. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to get hurt again. But here's a news flash. If you truly believe in love, you will get hurt again. But it's not an absolute. I just want you to think about Jonathan Majors. The man was broken. This person took him down. So anybody else, and I mean, and in the public eye. So we're living our lives in private, most of us. So we're not subject to somebody else's scrutiny and opinions and weighing in on our life. Just think about it. She took him down. He lost, not advertisements, I can't think of the endorsements. He lost endorsements. He lost money. He lost movies. They pulled him out of the movies that he was scheduled to star in. She took him down. And he could have stayed there. And he could have went so far under that we would never seen Jonathan Majors again. But like a phoenix rising out of the ashes, the love of a good woman. And it just so happens her last name is Good, right? But I mean, hey, I'm just saying, if you're looking at it that way, love is there for you. It can break you because that person before making good broke him. Or it can show you something that you have never experienced before and give you such happiness, joy, and belonging that it will bring you to tears. Oh my God. Love. Leave your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share my podcast with all your friends and family. And remember, this is with my closing remark. Remember to celebrate your life. Because the more you celebrate life, the more life there is to celebrate. And I'll add a little bit extra. Continue to love. Love you first before you begin to love someone else. I'll see you next time on The Comfort Zone. Have a good evening.